please, if you're a family law firm, stop using your homepage as your landing page. And I'm going to show you, first of all, what's wrong with this page. I'm going to show you what a page should look like. And then I'm going to break down the math behind a website versus a landing page as it relates to your revenue. So this will be a fun video. All right, so this is actually someone local here in Tampa. I did not click your ad, by the way. I'm not a monster. I found it because I scanned your ad and I saw that this was the page you're sending it to. So if you want help, call me. But this is a website, and it's a very, very nice website, right? Like, I think this thing looks really sharp, but I always like to do this fun thing called the goldfish test. Google actually put out a study, this was years ago, that humans have a lower attention span than goldfish, and that was at like 8 seconds at that time. That was 2014, which makes me feel old, but I'm sure that that number is even lower today because of TikTok and Instagram and the addiction to scrolling and getting immediate gratification, right? So let's just say in 5 seconds, you have to tell me what these people do because you just clicked an ad for divorce and you arrived here. You have 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. When I've shown this on webinars, people usually guess immigration because of the Statue of Liberty. People sometimes have guessed tax attorney, which I found interesting, but they don't guess family attorney. Now, this particular firm does have multiple practice areas, which is another reason you shouldn't send it to the homepage. You should send it to the service page at the very least. But what we're missing here is a headline that says what we do and how we do it and where we do it. It just says saving the American dream. At least it says one family at a time here, right? So we have a little bit of family in there. Now, what I do like about this site is they have a call to action here with the chat widget. They have a phone number here. I'm not a fan of know your rights. What converts higher generally is free case evaluation or consultation if you do that. That can literally double your conversion rate, by the way, so you're welcome for that one. So definitely have a strong call to action on the phone number, and if you do a free case evaluation, brag about it, right? Because some people don't, and you can beat your competition this way. Now, the other thing I do like here is it says begin your consultation today, right? So they have a call to action here, they have a chat call to action, they have a phone number. The only thing that they're missing here is this, the idea of saying what they do and where they do it. And remember, if you're sending ads here, we're paying for these clicks. You might be paying $30 for that click. And if somebody arrives here and they have no idea what's happening, they're just gonna leave. And this is even worse on mobile. On mobile, you have no idea what's going on here, right? It's very, very difficult. In fact, let me just drop it down for you. This is the mobile view of this page. Now, let me exit out of here. They've done some good things here. They've done some good things, they've done some bad things, right? So we still have saving the American dream, one family at a time, which I do not like because it doesn't say what they do, it doesn't say who they do it for, it doesn't say where they do it. They do have a clickable phone number here, which I'm a huge fan of, right? Because that makes it easy for your potential clients to click and call you. And then they have another call button here. They have email. I don't know how you would even track that, so I'm not a fan of that. And then you have chat. And ideally that chat is being tracked in Google Analytics or Google Ads if you're running ads here. And so overall, this is a big weak point, right? Now, when I go into the math portion of this video, I'm gonna talk about the implications of conversion rate on your revenue. Generally, a site like this, if you're running ads to it, can convert at like 5%, maybe 10% if you're really lucky. On all of your traffic, it's probably converting closer to like 2 to 3%. So if you're running ads to this, maybe you're getting a 10% conversion rate if you're lucky. But 5% is probably where you're at. It just really depends on how clean your traffic is. So that's what a website landing page looks like. I'm not a fan of it. You need to stop doing it. The other reason why we don't want to do this on a website, and then I'll show you what a landing page looks like, is when I get here from ads, I have the opportunity to start clicking around, right? Maybe I'll be like, hey, let me go meet your team. Or maybe I'll say, hey, what areas of practice? Oh, it looks like you do a bunch of areas of practice, right? And so if you do a bunch of areas of practice, then I might feel like you're not a specialist at this point. And so you could be losing people to that as well because this isn't as relevant. All right, so this is one of our clients' landing pages. And it's funny because this page does not look like it's gonna blow you away. It's a very, very basic page. What is crazy about this page is this layout has spent over $50 million in ads. We've tested this layout so many times and it consistently wins. This layout works very, very well. Now, what you say also matters, but the layout itself is always where we start with our clients. So I'll break down what we're doing on this and then I'll show you the mobile version. So for this particular client, right, we advertise in a lot of places, and in Texas, they don't mind if we say call a Texas divorce attorney, right? In some areas, they really care where you are. And so it's kind of weird, right? Sometimes you might need to say we're in San Antonio. Sometimes you might need to say you're in Tampa. So you should test that if your conversion rate is low. Then what we do is we have our value propositions here. We have our value proposition here, another one here, and another one here. And then we have a strong call to action here, book a free case evaluation, and we have another strong one here, book a free case evaluation, and this little thing pulses, which is cool, right? So this page is designed for conversion and nothing else, right? We just want these people to give us their information so we can try and get them into our sales process. Sometimes adding form fields will lower your conversion rate, and sometimes it doesn't. I don't have tons of data on that one. If you really need it or it helps you, you can add it. I would test it personally. The only disadvantage, and this is more of a sales tactic, is let's just say people don't put very good information here, but they're a good prospect. Your salespeople might judge that and they might not call that lead. So you just blew $100 on a lead that someone might not call. So think about that, right? So this is the desktop layout of a really good landing page because this thing converts at around 30% compared to the 5 to 10% of the homepage. 30% versus 5 to 10%. I'm gonna break some math down for you in a bit here. So let's look at what this looks like on mobile. All right, so this is the mobile view of this landing page. Now, front and center, we have a strong call to action, right? Call now, and if you click that, it will actually connect the call. Make sure that when you do this, your buttons are actually wired for click to call. Because sometimes what people do, and I've seen this, is they'll just have the phone number there, but you can't click it. And if you can't click it, then the person, and I know this sounds really bad, but people are so lazy, including me, is you'll have to like go to the page and then type in the number and then go to the page and type in the number, and then they might just get frustrated, right? So we want to make this as easy as possible for them. Then we have what we do, where we are, all that good stuff. We have some value here. And if you scroll down a little bit, at least we have this above the fold, free case evaluation, right? So this is what a good landing page looks like. And the majority of this client's traffic is mobile. And this thing converts at 30% or higher sometimes, right? So that's our KPI when we monitor this stuff is, are we above the conversion rate that we want to be successful? And anything higher than 20% is amazing. The legal industry average is 8% because they do what we were talking about earlier. They send people to the homepage. And I'm not pulling these numbers out of nowhere. That's on WordStream if you go look it up. So now let's talk about the math behind what I've just showed you. All right, so this is the math behind what we just talked about, and I'm gonna use my calculator because I'm not that smart. So let's just say that you're sending traffic to your home page, right? And let's say that we get 5,000 clicks per month. And let's say that we're doing a good job, a really, really good job on our homepage of converting that traffic into leads. I'm gonna give you 10%, and this is very, very high, okay? So 10%. So if we have 5,000 clicks, I should be able to do this in my head, but I don't want to be wrong for the video. That's going to be 500 leads per month. Right? Now, generally, the magic number that we look for when you're running pay-per-click is converting 10% of these leads into clients, right? So that would be 50 clients. And that's per month, right? So that is a super healthy site as far as you're concerned. You're getting 50 clients a month, you are getting 5,000 clicks, you're converting at 10%, 500 leads, right? We're pretty happy with 50, but what does this cost us? If we are paying $20 per click, right, and we're getting 5,000 clicks, that's costing us 100K. So if we take that 100K and we divide it by our number of clients, we are paying a $2,000 customer acquisition cost, right? Now, that is acceptable for some law firms as long as your case values are high enough. So let's just say that throughout the lifetime of a case, you make 10K, you're getting 5 to 1 on your money. Let's say you make 15K, you're doing a little bit better. If you make 20K, you're getting 10 to 1, we're happy, right? But the marketer in me is always like, can we do better than this, right? If we're sending all this valuable traffic to a website, can we make more money off of this by just making a landing page tweak? Let me show you the breakdown for a landing page. So remember, a $2,000 cost of acquisition and 50 cases. All right, so in our landing page example, right, I'm gonna put LP for landing page. We're gonna get the same $5,000 or 5,000 clicks. We're gonna be paying 20 bucks a click. We're gonna be converting at 30% this time, right? Because that is a KPI that we are able to hit. So what are we gonna get for this? We're gonna take 5,000 clicks, we're gonna times that by 30%. So now we're gonna get 1,500 leads. Now the cool thing about this is we're spending the same amount of money, but we're getting triple the leads, right? Insanity. I know, you're probably thinking this is so easy and fun to get rich on a whiteboard, but this happens all the time. So we're gonna take those 1,500 clicks and we're gonna times that by our 10% conversion rate, which is generally what you can achieve in family law off of pay-per-click if you have good intake and sales. So now we're getting 150 clients per month, right? So we just tripled our firm and we only changed the page that we send our traffic to. And so if we are paying our $20 a click, we're spending 100K on ads. By the way, if you're watching this and you're like, my gosh, that's a lot of money, that is a giant budget for a family law firm. Usually family law firms spend like 2 to 10K a month, and you can do some serious damage with 2 to 10K a month. So this is just for the audience, right? 100K divided by 150 is 666, that's a scary number, per client, right? That's our customer acquisition cost. Whoops, I messed that up. Right, so we were paying $2,000 and now we're paying 666, which is a scary number. But here's the implication of that, right? If we're that efficient and we still make the same 20K off that client, the rest of that money just goes in our pocket, which is amazing. Or you can reinvest it in the marketing. You can do whatever you want with it, right? It's your money. So this is what is so powerful about using a landing page versus a website in your advertising. And this is just one step, but these are the implications downstream. And because it's so powerful, you can make significantly more money. And this is like best case scenario, right? If your closing rate isn't as good, you really need this extra room to make up for that money so you can still be profitable when you advertise. So if you have questions about this or you're interested in landing pages, let me know. I actually have some free templates on ClickFunnels, more than happy to give you that looks just like ours. Reach out, I'll be more than happy to send it your way.